Have you read Joshua 22? The tribes who wanted to settle on the east side of the Jordan, the Transjordan area, have fulfilled their duties to assist the other tribes to conquering the promised land. They have now been released to return to their inheritance, their land. And somewhere close to the Jordan River, they build a large altar. So the question is, what does that have to do with me living in the year 2023? That's a good question. Once the other tribes heard about the altar, they were ready to go to war with those that had built it. They sent Phinehas, the high priest, or the priest. He was responsible for stopping the plague due to the sin of idolatry recorded for us in Numbers chapter 25. And 10 other leaders, Phinehas and 10 other leaders. Here was their concern. We're going to read out in Joshua 22, verses 15 and 16. They went to the Reubenites, Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh in the land of Gilead and told them, "This is what the Lord's entire community says. What is this treachery you have committed today against the God of Israel by turning away from the Lord and building an altar for yourselves, so that you are in rebellion against the Lord today?" Let's make that connection between there and then in our lives. The tribes represented by Phinehas understood the altar that was built as a form of idolatry. They knew God had blessed them in the conquest of the promised land, and also were aware of the consequences of idolatry. They also knew their history well enough to know that the sin of one held consequences for the group or for the many. They sought to right the wrong and put the offending tribes back in a right relationship with God. Are we ready with that kind of zeal to help our Christian brothers and sisters, our family, to push away from practices that would harm their relationship with God? We need one another as we battle the enemy for encouragement, correction, and restoration. The beauty of this story was that the altar was built to remind the next generations to worship the one true and living God. It was not a place of worship. It was to stand as a witness. Just as a group with Phinehas had a concern, these who built the altar had a concern for their sons and daughters. Keep reading, encourage others to read, and expect to find more gems to help us live like Jesus. Thank you.